In my soul, every thought out of control. Do it all to get them off their feet. Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. Not
I
bad,
like that.
Fernando. I was
Appreciate it. Thank
confused
you
at
so
first.
much.
What are you trying to do? I'm like, oh, I got to get ready.
I was waiting. Yeah, I was like, I wonder if he's gonna get it. But we are back from Philadelphia. We will recap WrestleMania 40 in Philly. We were there last week. We'll get to our takeaways from the 2-day event, the Super Bowl of wrestling. Plus, we cap off the show with the latest NFL news and the rest of the sports world. All right, Gilbert, I'm getting ready. I'm getting hyped. We just started off. Jorge's already commenting. He's the one. We appreciate it. But don't you have an engagement question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yes, I do, Fernando. I got a little disappointed because when you throw up your ones, it's not the same today. But that is the
Hey, what?
engagement question of the week. So let me ask you the question: did WWE get it right with letting Cody Rhodes finish the story we heard for the last year? Give Cody his finish. Give him his story. Come on. That's me pretending to be the Rock, the Cody crybabies. But
Mama
you know
Rose.
what? Mama Rose, but you know what? I think they set it up perfectly for a 1 year, like an extra year storyline. I liked it. I think WWE got it right there. But let me know in the comments, did you think WWE got it right? Fernando, I think you might disagree. Or are you one of the people that think the bloodline, Roman Reigns, the reign should have continued for another year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
What?
11, 12?
What?
Uh,
What?
because they did say they were in inning number 5. What happens to the rest of the game? Let Roman Reigns finish the game. How about that? Let's start it right there. Let Roman finish the ninth inning.
Michael
How about that?
Pena Mondays.
Eddie Guerrero,
There
okay,
you
different
go.
Latino.
I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Jesse?
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
Um, I had told you before, I thought Roman would retain, but then when I heard Triple H say, we're starting a new era, this is going to be different. This is something that we haven't seen before. I thought, okay. And then I wanted it to be authentic and real. That's what WWE gave. They gave us a masterpiece on Sunday. And I know there was a lot of criticisms about Saturday because besides the Rhea Ripley, by the way, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, holy shit, you like, I'm cursing family show. They deserve all the flowers because I guess allegedly Rhea had a panic attack before she went out there for her match. Wow. And then Becky was dealing with strep throat. I know a lot of people were complaining, why did they only wrestle 17 minutes? That's difficult, especially in the environment that they were in. It was Gilbert, you and I were out there. It was cold. Like the temperature dropped around 6 o'clock out there. And I even told you, like, I don't know how these, like, I understand, I know they have to go out there, but it's going to be tough. So Jorge, I think he's been in remission for a while. I think what they said was that he's been taking some kind of medication that he's gonna have to be taking the rest of his life. But honestly, if you guys notice when Roman gets pinned, he has a smile on his face. And I thought that was actually pretty cool. But I had told you, Gilbert, if they did exactly what they needed to do, this was going to be a beautiful thing, and it was. It was a beautiful thing. Okay, so obviously the glass didn't break. That was the only disappointing part. But little Daniel, and I kind of like jumped up when we heard the Undertaker's music. We're like, no freaking way. And obviously, I thought The Rock killed it on night 1. But just the way they finished this story and the way they did it, Seth Rollins dressed as a Shield member, tying back to when it was the whole Shield and everything. Then hold on, the Undertaker gets his revenge. Who was the last wrestler that beat him at WrestleMania? Roman Reigns beat him at WrestleMania. You tie that all back. John Cena got kicked out of the WWE by Solo Sikoa. Boom, here you go. He gets his revenge. So just little things here and there, but I just thought that like the fact that Roman could not pass up the opportunity to hit Seth Rollins with the chair in the back because that's what he had done to him. I'm calling it right now. I think in the next 3 years, we're gonna get a John Moxley, Dean Ambrose.
I'm not gonna lie for now. I think he's gonna come out with the
dude. Okay, so Daniel and I were saying, I was like, no way, is that him? But then I remembered he had a contract. I mean, for that millisecond, you're like, damn. Yeah. But I still think we're gonna get a WrestleMania because there's too many things that tie back to the Shield. there still has to be a WrestleMania with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose or John Moxley, whatever the hell you want to call him. But Gilbert, I actually thought Sunday's WrestleMania, most of the matches were pretty entertaining. I think there was one that I was kind of like, eh. Other than that, it was the only thing that was cool about that Philadelphia street fight was that Bubba Ray Dudley came out.
Yeah.
And obviously he went, get the tables. And
What's
like,
up?
yeah, exactly. So all that stuff was awesome. But that main event, man, it was just the chef's kiss. I thought it was incredible.
All right. Well, we'll break it down a little more in a bit, but let me get one more promo, and then you drop the music, Fernando. We got plenty to talk about in this episode of Compas on the Beat, like you mentioned on the top of the show. But another reminder, if you haven't done so just yet, go to compasonthebeat.com, find the gold shiny box on the home screen. Once the shiny box on the home screen pops up, you know what to do. Put in your email in the box, and you'll be subscribed to the Compas on the Beat newsletter. We've had a good amount of people on the newsletter already, so you want to hear more about what the Compas are doing. We're in Philadelphia last week. We're going to be going to UFC 300 this week. We're going to be going to New York, too, for Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. We got the draft after that. We're hoping to go to Canelo and Munguia in Vegas. So a lot going on with the Compas on the Beat network.
And then June 1st
is, am I blanking? Masvidal and Nate Diaz. I was going to say Nick Diaz, but there's a lot going on. So be locked into the Compas on the Beat newsletter. We're also writing a little more. We have the blog going on. So go to compasonthebeat.com, find the shiny gold box, and then type in your email, and you're automatically subscribed to the Compas on the Beat newsletter. I'm going to give you probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more reminders throughout the show.
Thursday, we also have something cool coming up, don't we?
Yeah, it's still in the works, but I don't know if he's going to be nice enough to give us his presence, because last time he said he made the show, Compas on the Beat. So I don't know. He wants to get paid now. He won't even return my text messages anymore. So I'm going to try to get a guest on for Thursday.
Can you imagine if Connor does come? Like, there's been, like, I guess Connor liked a post that saying that he was going to come out at UFC 300.
Hey, imagine he's there on Saturday night and we're there too for an interview.
Like, they need to put some special song. See, that's the thing. Endeavor needs, I know that Endeavor obviously is, I mean, they have both sides. But now you need, like, stop giving them songs that they all like and like Ice Cube songs, and give them each a song that they want as their entrance music, so that when that entrance music hits, like, oh crap, here comes Conor McGregor, like, or something like that. Like, that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, I keep on seeing rumors.
Glorious.
Exactly. Oh yeah, instead of glorious. That's why I'm saying, like, what if he actually does come out, like, and then he like comes out into the press room and just starts talking, like, I think I'd be geeked, like, watching that fool just up there, like, cursing up a storm.
They should have Michael Chandler at the podium, and then just Connor come out of nowhere, hit the lights and put in the music, and then
that would be hyped. That would be, a lot of the UFC people would probably be like, "What is going on?" And I'd be like, "This is my element. I know exactly what's going on." So, no, that's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, Gilbert, like we talked about, we're going to get into some WWE stuff. We'll get into some NFL stuff at the end, obviously. Right now, it's obviously all these visits and then off-season conditioning and everything. So just, it's kind of that, it's still weirdo time, but it's still kind of that time where you're still looking. Like, there was I saw something the other day that, like, supposedly the Dallas Cowboys are like tired of Micah Parsons' attitude. And then I'm like, okay, here goes more weirdo time stuff. So yeah, just a lot of stupid stuff coming out right now. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But yeah, Gilbert, like you mentioned, we were there at
Fernando. Play the music.
Oh yeah. Well, sorry.
It won't start until you play the music.
Well, you get me talking about stuff, and what do you expect me to do? Like, obviously, I have to keep on good.
Recap show. You're really excited, but we gotta be on a strict schedule here and be consistent.
Look at that. You got Jorge thinking that there was some other.
No. Honestly, Jorge, I think your guys are too big time for the show. I just heard some things before we went on live, and he might not make it. He might not have any time for us. I'm just saying, if you don't see him, it ain't because of me. All right.
Look, exactly. Damn, I thought you meant Dan's music.
Compas on the Beat intro music. That's what I.
Yeah, there you go. Valhalla Rex, how are you doing?
What's
Thank
up,
you for
sir?
joining. I think
Or
first
person?
time,
Sorry.
first time I've
Or dinosaur? Thank you for
yeah,
being on the
exactly.
show.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, we will see.
Read the comment, Fernando. Or is it a good comment? I don't know.
I am not a Cody Rhodes fan. I actually hate him a lot. He's a traitor in my eyes.
There
So
you
are you
go.
like
We
an
got some.
are you an AEW fan, Valhalla, or like what's
He's
kind
a
of your thing there?
he's a tribal
Um
chief fan.
nah, bro. I think he's realized that you're too small time for
Whatever you want to phrase it, he's still big time in us. All right, Jorge. Go find
him.
his new podcast somewhere else.
Jorge, we
Whatever he's gonna be
appreciate
doing.
you, man. Jesse, we appreciate you too. So yeah, so we were there in Philly and it was madness. Gilbert and I actually showed up very early. Well, we got there very late. We didn't sleep, and then
We arrived
obviously,
to Philly late.
yeah, we arrived to Philly late. We got almost like no sleep, and then we went straight to the undisclosed location of where the media day was, and we saw a friend there. He was
Yeah,
just walking up. We saw obviously the one and only Joe Morley, friend of the show. We got to meet. Well, we had already kind of met these guys, but we kind of got to hang out with them a little bit more. TJ and Fitz, they're both Raider fans, so obviously some of you guys might not like them, but both of those guys are awesome. They were hilarious. We were shooting the shit with them a lot, and they're just funny dudes, to be honest. So it was pretty cool to see that. But Gilbert, this year was a little bit different, and I'll let you get into this. But last year, the way they did things was you would stand in a little section and they'd bring wrestlers around. Now, the only complaint that I kind of had is that people sometimes abuse their time and they're
yeah,
like, hey, keep it to 3 to 5 minutes. And like some people, like there was one guy, I was about to start whistling at him because he had Kevin Owens for like 15 minutes. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, and I could see that the PR was starting to get kind of antsy and being like, you know what, we're gonna start cutting it off. I'm like, well, you better cut it off behind my big ass because I am not taking that. But no, I'm just kidding. But it was cool. First we got Carmelo Hayes, who's obviously a huge NXT guy. He was gonna fight on Stand and Deliver. Then we got Kevin Owens after
yeah.
that.
Thank Kevin
Yeah,
Owens after that.
Kevin Owens, then Damian Priest and Finn Balor. They
Oh,
were actually really good.
all right.
And,
Can I ask you a question
yeah.
already about your interview? Check out the interview with the Judgment Day and Fernando Ramirez because you were asking Damian Priest, hey, you might be tag team champions. You know, Rhea might defend the championship and keep it. And I think you got to the point like, hey, you might have 3 or whatever 4 titles. He was like, well, actually, there might be one more title. And I didn't even think about it. He's Mr. Senor
Yep.
Money in the Bank. And
Yeah.
I guess were you guys on the same page at that point, thinking, okay, he might cash in?
Yeah. No, I actually like the thing about WWE now, and that's what I've been trying to explain to people. The storytelling is going to be long term. Yeah, it would have been cool if Drew McIntyre wins a championship and he's champion for the next few months, and then he goes into Scotland, he goes home, and he's the hero. That's not what WWE wants. They want to tell a longer story. What's better than CM Punk knocking him out? And here comes Damian Priest to cash in the money in the bank. So I actually thought when I heard that CM Punk was going to be at commentary, I'm like, okay, he's either going to cost Seth Rollins a championship or cost it to Drew McIntyre. And remember, Drew McIntyre was saying, Seth, you're very distracted by all this bloodline crap and the Rock crap.
Yeah.
Like, you're too distracted. Well, remember, he was distracted with CM Punk. He keeps on talking about CM Punk. And I don't know if you saw this, Gilbert, but Drew McIntyre went over to his wife at one point, grabbed her phone or his phone, and tweeted out "bored at work." LOL, and he tweeted it out. Even Bad Bunny commented on him doing that. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then obviously people started started kind of taking off with that. And that's when I thought, okay, CM Punk's gonna come up. What's up, Jim? How you doing?
Jim Allen, how's it going, sir?
That's
I like
a
the picture. That's an awesome picture of Jim
throwback
Harbaugh with the number
picture.
4. Oh, there goes the
Oh,
cat
there
behind
goes
me.
a
There we
cat.
go. Want to see the Jim Harbaugh picture? Okay.
So I thought he was gonna cash in and he's gonna be the champion for a bit. And I think in Scotland, it will be at the Clash of the Castle. I think it will be Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. And I think SummerSlam will set up because I think Seth Rollins is gonna take a break. Jim, of course, no, that's what we want to do with this show.
Yeah.
We want to make it interactive. If
We
you
don't
guys have
big
any
time anybody
questions,
here. If
yeah,
you see
no,
Dan
no,
and Diego, he big time, but not me.
His ultimate defender is going to come out and defend him. Jim, if you have any questions, obviously we do answer them. So tune in and we appreciate you jumping on here with us. But I actually think that at SummerSlam we're going to get CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. I think that's going to be the big time match. It's going to be in Cleveland, Ohio.
You're not expecting a title match. I don't want to see Damian Priest having a short run.
No, I think Drew McIntyre is going to beat Damian Priest at Clash of the Castle in Scotland because it's his home.
Well, he's
The
a
last
friend
time
of
they
the
went
show
there,
now. I'm a Damian Priest
well,
fan now.
well, there you go. The last time, well, that's because he's Latino. The last time he
Well,
went,
that's
and
what we have to.
I actually had a lot of fun talking to him. And Finn Balor, like speaking Spanish, like every time somebody
Yeah.
would come up and be like, "Hi, how are you doing?" He'd be like, "Hola, cómo estás?" And I just start laughing because his wife is Mexican. So he got married in Tulum. We're having a nice conversation before we
Yeah,
had to get
I
the
I
camera on.
enjoyed the interview, man.
Yeah.
I'm the behind the scenes guy, so I was like, hey, it's actually good. I felt like
Oh no,
we weren't even. I was
go
gonna
no,
say
go ahead.
we weren't even recording. Like when you guys were talking, and like you guys were just kind of shooting the
Yeah.
word, having fun, laughing, and then at some point I keep seeing Finn Balor looking at me like, hey, that's a good joke, right? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny. Keep it going, man. I love this, man. Like it felt like I was involved too, even though I was behind the camera.
So obviously, tonight I'm going to be posting a really cool clip of Gilbert's camera work. But at one
You
point,
recorded me recording. Wait, you
no, no,
recorded
no,
me
well, no,
recording
no, not
you?
like that, not like that. But like this happened while and they were fighting each other.
LA Knight and AJ Styles going at it. I'm sure you've seen the video by now, but if you haven't, go to compasonthebeat.com. Or that too, and then YouTube and then Instagram.
Exactly. But obviously, I'm going to be posting a special clip tonight of what on my Instagram at Real F Ramirez of what Gilbert had to do in that moment because I was
Yeah.
interviewing somebody like
Yeah.
we were with Kevin Owens at that point and that all got started. So I'm going to put that special clip out. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's actually pretty funny to see what happens during that. But
Yeah. Check out the interview where it says Kevin Owens reacts to AJ Styles and LA Knight having
yeah,
the brawl. And it's kind of cool behind the scenes where I'm following Fernando, following Kevin Owens. And
exactly. Yeah. So
it was
that's go
awesome.
check it out on YouTube. We also have the AJ Styles clip, and then obviously we talked to Jade Cargill as well. That was more of a scrum. Supposed to be cut off after me, but people started complaining, so we had to do a whole media scrum. I'd already sat my big ass down on the chair and everything, and I thought I was gonna get a one-on-one, and then it changed. So I was
Yeah, but
like,
she was nice enough to like, hey, let me grab a
really
microphone,
nice.
the Compas microphone. Give me that microphone,
Yeah.
and I'll have kind of a somewhat of an exclusive interview for you.
She was really nice to us. So yeah, no, definitely it was awesome. We got 4 solid interviews. I liked when we talked to Carmelo Hayes about the Wakanda or no,
Oh
he said
yeah,
Killmonger
yeah,
necklace.
Killmonger. Yeah, the
Yeah.
villain
So I thought
story.
that was definitely make sure you guys check that interview out too, because honestly, if Carmelo Hayes like was a screenwriter or whatever for a movie, I would actually go watch it just because of the way he describes the Killmonger and who his character is and all that, how he tied it all together. I was like, okay, this guy's pretty impressive. So make sure you guys check all that out. But Gilbert, what did you make of the experience? Because this is your second time. I mean, this is our second time going
Yeah,
to something like this. I had previously gone to something before COVID with WWE, and I thought it was awesome. They were hyping up WrestleMania in LA because it was supposed to be in 2021, and it was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Obviously, COVID happened and they backed everything up. But what did you make of your second WrestleMania experience?
I definitely enjoyed it because of the AJ Styles LA Knight brawl, and your brother likes to say I'm cursed when it comes to like which team wins or loses, but I think I might have some kind of, you call it good luck or bad luck when it comes to brawls just breaking out, because Brian Garcia, Devin Haney, that broke out. Like fights are not supposed to happen just yet. Like that occurred. I remember when I
Yeah.
was in Vegas, one of the Bush brothers, like I covered my first NASCAR event. I think I told you guys this, and I forget which Bush brother. They got into a massive fight, and that story blew up when I covered it. So
I thought you were
just
talking about Jeb and George.
not the president, the NASCAR guys. I can't remember their first name. One of the Bush
Kyle
brothers.
Busch.
Yeah, I think it was Kyle Busch from Las
Okay.
Vegas. Got into a fight, and so unexpected fights that seems to follow me, and they
Yeah,
always
you're missing
do
the
well.
biggest one that you've been around.
You're talking about the
Khabib
Khabib and
and
McGregor.
Conor.
That was somewhat in the cage, but that was also
No,
unexpected.
hell
So
no. What
yeah,
happened
yeah,
outside of it was the
yeah.
more
Yeah.
intriguing
The
part.
second that McGregor jumped out of the cage, that is unexpected. You are correct,
Yeah.
sir. So That was cool. So when those fights tend to happen, I feel like I'm a high school kid on like World Star. I mean, record it, but that also brings in more subscribers to the channel. So that was awesome. Well, I don't know how WWE felt about it, and I know people around. Some people were kind of worried about it, and it was like, hey, is that real? If it's not real, I saw the hole in the wall. And I don't know if you caught that, Fernando. When you see a hole in the wall and these guys are fighting,
I did see that.
there's a spine buster, a body slam, whatever you want to call it. That was legit for and that made the fight or the match a little more intense for me to go
Yeah.
check out AJ Styles and LA Knight. So that was my favorite part. And then following you around, and I think we're not obviously talking, but you had the instinct to follow Kevin Owens with the microphone, and then I
Yeah.
followed with the camera, and then he went to go talk to Io Sky. Is it Dakota
Dakota Kai.
Kai? So that was awesome too to get the reaction from
I
those
even was
all
putting the
three.
microphone in their faces, like, "Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?" and all that stuff. So, yeah, Jorge, I did see. Did you see that or no? So he inducted his grandmother into the Hall of Fame, his
Yeah.
mother's mother, and a fan kind of yelled out at him, "You're a disgrace!" Not you're a disgrace. He yelled at him, "You're a sellout." And I don't know if he's talking about WWE terms or like if he's talking like outside because of some other
Hmm.
stuff that's gone on with him.
Yeah.
But he's like, "What'd you say? Cody's gonna beat you," or something like that. And the guy got all nervous. And then last night, Roman, when
Yeah.
he got Cody out of the ring, he went like this to a
That was
fan,
perfect.
and the fan like got all spooked. I was like, damn, these guys are really like selling exactly what they're doing. So I loved it. I thought that was hilarious. To say the least. Good point, Jorge. But yeah, and then we went to go eat after with Joe and TJ and Fitz. But it was and then WWE World, Gilbert.
Yeah, that
Man,
was cool.
honestly, if we would have had enough time to do an entrance, would have been badass. But it's so interesting to see all the people that line up. I mean, Joe Morley and those guys and I wish I could put it up, but I think we get flagged for the music. But Joe Morley and those guys did a tribal chief entrance. I thought it was badass. A little girl, Gilbert, before when because you were in the line for WWE World, a little girl comes out to Cody Rhodes' song, and she was really nervous at one point. There he goes again, music. Uh, he got really nervous at one point, and I remember she got really nervous, and then when it was whoa, she went whoa, and then everybody like screamed it out. And you could tell the little girl got kind of really excited by it, and everybody was clapping for her. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that's the thing. I was asked today on a radio show. I was like, "Hey, what do you think is the biggest difference from WWE and the like week leading up to WrestleMania and the week of the Super Bowl?" I'm like, look, the week of the Super Bowl is a little bit different just because like I'm at Radio Row. I'm not really out there seeing it, but here I saw it didn't matter if like Gilbert's a Rock fan and Dan Stone Cold, like everybody was cool with each other. You didn't really see any issues. People were chilling. Like I feel like in the NFL, I think people take it a lot more like, oh, like, and Joe even told us in one of those, like, well, yeah, I was going off the Chiefs fans, and I'm like, enjoy it because we're about to win it. We're about to beat you guys, and we all know he's a Raider fan. But I feel like in the NFL, it's like anything could really set you off. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me, Gilbert, but I feel like in WWE, everybody's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah. Like obviously we know there's rivalries because Cody versus Roman, but
Yeah,
no one's gonna be like, oh, F you, screw you for being a
yeah,
Roman fan, or forget you, Cody Crybaby. But
yeah.
it's all fun. I think everybody appreciates just kind of the magnitude of WrestleMania, how fun it is, and how enjoyable the whole week is.
I mean, in one of those, Gilbert and I were, and all of us, we were sitting there. It's not faked; it's scripted. It's not fake.
Oh, Jorge, you're gonna piss off Fernando now. Come on.
No, it's scripted. They still throw themselves off of stuff. But it
Just to
was
make it
interesting.
clear, Jorge Rodriguez said probably because people think WWE is fake. All right, let's let the record show
There you
to
go.
annoy
Yeah,
Fernando
for
a
the
little more.
audio listeners. Gilbert and I were sitting there having lunch, and a couple sit right next to me, and I'm like, I hope you guys are okay sitting next to me. Like, I tend to talk a lot, and they just started laughing. Wow, there he goes, Jorge. What are you doing? It's entertainment, fake as well, bro. Like Fast Five. Look at you. That's
Fernando, you're in a time crunch. You got to watch Raw, so you want to
Oh yeah,
get
my bad.
going.
Real quick. But we just started talking to the couple next to us, and they were really cool. They subscribed to the channel, followed us on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, we truly appreciate it. No, you guys seem like you guys are awesome. So it was really nice to see that kind of stuff out there. But What just real quick, Gilbert, what was besides we'll talk about the main event after, but what was give me
All right.
one match that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, I really liked. I was surprised that I liked Sami Zayn and Gunther. And
Oh yeah.
you could correct me if I
The
butcher the
Ring
name.
General.
That was a
Samantha
pretty.
Irvin, by the way, is a killer. She's
Hey,
a beast. Like she killed Michael Buffer even shouted her out today on Twitter,
you
she
know
or
what's
X or
you
whatever.
know what's awesome about that? Like, I appreciate that there's emotion behind it. Like, you could tell she was like, "Oh crap!" Like, I did not expect. I'm not sure if she knows the outcome
No, they
or
don't
like,
know. They don't know.
wow, okay. And you
So
could
when she was here
tell,
in San Diego, she didn't know that The Rock was coming out. And
okay,
there's a video of her in her chair where she kind of like falls out of her chair, kind of because the energy that was
like
The Rock coming in.
we all know she's a professional and she's really good at her
Yeah,
job. But I like how they let her be authentic. Like, a couple points I could tell she was cold. Like, okay, and we have
yeah,
Enu, or like, whoa, like, yeah. And I just like the
she's a
emotion
warrior.
being legit. And the best part was the whole, like, I know they were milking it. Everybody got their intros for the tag team match, The Rock and Roman against Steph and Cody. They all had the ring walk, but then she had to kind of do her own thing. You in the center of the ring, she is, wearing that dress out there. She's probably
Yeah.
freezing, but she, tore the stadium down with the intro. It just felt like to me. I know you and I are different, but to me, there's nothing better than a fight night in Las Vegas. That felt very. I wasn't, there obviously, but it felt with that intro, her introductions in the ring felt very close to it, or maybe
No,
even
but
better.
I love fight nights. I think fight nights. I can't wait for 300, and I get hyped over that. Then especially with Bruce Buffer, like that dude. That's the thing. People don't understand. That's what gets you hyped as well. Like when you have a great ring announcer, the way WWE
Yeah,
does, the
UFC.
way that the UFC does, that just makes it even that much better. It gets you really hyped, and that's why I give Samantha Irvin so much respect for the work that she's really done since she's taken over. And then remember, at times in the past, it was one person would do one person would do it. They would switch off. And here they said, Samantha, you're taking every single
Yeah,
match
that's right.
on both nights. The same way before they used to do they would do two commentary teams. And this year they said, hell no, Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves, take it away.
It felt like a little too much. I felt like the Corey Graves, like,
Corey
get out of
Graves.
here.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
just
a little too much.
let Michael Cole
Yeah.
and Pat McAfee do their thing. But I get why they were doing that.
And the thing is, at times it felt like Corey didn't need to be there. Like for the main event, it
Yeah.
like Pat
He
because
like picked the
everybody,
spots to add something. It kind of felt like it
yeah.
wasn't
So
gonna belong.
Pat today had Cody on the show, and Cody tells him, "I know you're a huge supporter of your boy Roman out there," and then he's like, "What?" And then Pat's like raising up the one, and he's like, what are you talking about?" And then he just starts laughing. But by the way, on that show, John Cena was on it today, and he said after he's done with Peacemaker 2 filming, he has one more WWE run left in him. And the crowd started chanting
Yeah.
17, 17 for the 17 championship. And
Where's he
John
at?
Cena,
Is he
no,
16?
he's at 16 and he's tied with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And John Cena goes, no, I'm not 17, I'm 47. And so they're like, okay, you cornball, like what is it? He's like, you never know. Maybe I do go. I have to earn it though. Maybe I go chase that one. And I'm like, oh, I'm like,
Yeah,
next
he looked a little
WrestleMania.
better this year than last
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, he's a
Well,
little
you could,
older, a little
yeah,
ginger, but to
yeah.
do an attitude adjustment on Roman Reigns and then lift up freaking Solo
Solo
Sikoa, like,
Sikoa.
I was like, damn, okay, still strong.
Yeah, so I definitely I would love to see Cena one more. Like if you can prepare it the way I kind of hope they do by next WrestleMania, give him his 17th. He broke the record, and then maybe if he wants, he can vacate it and be like, all right, I'm done. Like it's been great, but I don't want to defend it. Here it is. I'll vacate it. My 17th,
Dude,
and
like,
you are like the greatest of all
the
time.
way they set up The Rock's return and the way he took it seriously, like, I want to see something similar for John Cena like that.
Bro, he worked out for like he
Yeah.
had 2 rings in LA, and he had wrestlers flying in, and he worked his ass off for 12 weeks. That's why I was nervous. And you remember last week I said it with you and BJ. I was nervous about his conditioning,
Yeah.
but man, to go 45 minutes with 3 of the top wrestlers in the world today, I was blown away by it. So, Rock, my respects to you. I was really impressed. And then the way you turned to Mama Rhodes like numerous times, and you looked at her and said, Mama Rhodes, this is for you. And I just started, she even in one of those, she goes, that's bullshit. And I was like, oh, and then
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
Cody said on the Pat McAfee show, maybe my mama has to face his mama at one point. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that is crazy. But I just thought they did such a great job. I mean, night one was a little bit kind of a like it was kind of up and down, but
Yeah.
night two just felt like everything was moving, everything was good. I thought Logan Paul did a great job again. I thought Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton was so
Yeah.
entertaining that I was blown away by it. But my bad. Go ahead. Back to what you.
No, but obviously we want to spend a lot of time on the main event, but for night one, I really like Sami Zayn and Gunther, and like
Oh yeah,
I just like the whole storyline because it felt like the underdog and the guy with the massive streak, this giant. Is he from Germany? Right, from Germany,
yeah.
and,
Or
and
yeah, something like that.
somewhere. Sorry, we will figure it out. But and then I just like the whole setup where like he's talking to his wife, he sees Kevin Owens in the back, and it's like, man,
Yeah,
you have an uphill
Austrian. I knew it.
battle.
Austrian.
Oscar, okay, sorry about that. He has an uphill battle, but go make it happen. And like, and obviously we're setting up for him to make some history or end the streak, but the match was just so intense. And honestly, when correct me if I got it
Thank
wrong,
you,
but
Jesse.
the brain buster, is that what it is? The move that he pulled out?
Yeah.
I'm like, did he just like break his knee or tore an ACL? What the hell just happened?
People
And
thought it was a botch. It wasn't. It was an
yeah, it looked
actual
bad.
move.
And then
Yeah.
obviously the announcers knew what the hell was going on, so they gave it a name. I'm like, what the hell is this? And the more research I did, I'm like, okay, suppose it's really rare. He pulled it off and he won the freaking match. And by the way, I don't know why he went to 666 for the streak, but whatever. That kind of freaked me out. But it was a lengthy streak, and he won the match. I thought that's pretty impressive to me.
I think Gunter is up next for world.
And I love the way they develop his character. It's been awesome.
The Ring General. Night one. Obviously, I already gave Rhea and Becky their flower. They're on another planet, so I'm not even going to compare them to anything else because I thought they did a great job. I actually kind of like the ladder match, the tag team ladder match. I actually thought it was fun. I thought the crowd was really, and I know the crowd got a lot of flack, but folks, we have to remember it's an open stadium. When it's closed, it is a lot louder, unless you're like the Seahawks, where they kind of made their stadium to kind of fit away so that it's loud. But it's an open stadium, it's an older stadium, so obviously, like, I get it. Like, people were like, "Oh, the fans were not that good." Dude, watch that match. They were into that ladder match. Like, every time R-Truth would tease that he was going up, everybody was getting like excited and they were getting hyped. And by the way, when R-Truth
I forget, was that night one or night two?
Night one. It was like the second match. Okay. It was after Becky and Rhea.
It felt like to me, like, going off of the whole crowd, night two was better because many people like took offense to all the comments and all the online. 100%. But that was night one, then that was a good crowd too.
By the way, R-Truth in one of those, he's standing there on the side and he's asking for a tag. And Finn Balor and Damian Priest look at him and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" Then he hits Finn Balor, I think, with his move, and then he pins him, and the crowd goes 1, 2, 3, and then he's like, I was so hyped. I was just so hyped with everything that they were doing. It was so much fun, and I just really think that WWE did a great job with that match. I told you, Gilbert, that I thought they were going to split the tag team championships up, especially with the way that they were holding them up. I was like, they're going to split these up. I actually thought Austin Theory and Grayson Waller were going to win. Remember last year, Gilbert, he almost punched me in the face because I was like, "Yeah, you're from and then he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, crap." I'm like, no, you're from Australia. I knew that. And then he's like, you think I'm an Aussie? And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, my bad." I was like, "That's my bad, dude."
Think it's all the same, Fernando?
No, I wouldn't say that to him. I'll say it now, but I wouldn't say that to him. But I was definitely very pleased with the tag team. And then obviously R-Truth and The Miz winning was just hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny, man. R-Truth, man. I keep watching all the promos on him on WWE. It's hilarious. You see the one today about him watching the clips and he's talking about the car instead of the actual the clips on the sun?
Today he was talking about, like, he's like, "My childhood hero John Cena came out and helped Cody Rhodes." Dude, he's older than John Cena, so for him to say my childhood hero,
really? I didn't even.
Hell yeah. R-Truth is like 50, dude. Like, he's like 51 or 50.
I know he's been doing it for a long time, but I didn't think he was that old.
Yeah. You know what? I wish we could have interviewed him, because fun fact, he actually was tag team champions with Adam Pac-Man Jones in TNA. Remember when he got suspended for a year for shooting up a strip club? Yeah. So he came to TNA. He didn't wrestle once. Like, he would throw money at people and punch them in the face. He never wrestled, but him and R-Truth were TNA World Tag Team Champions.
Imagine just saying that and you're at a cocktail party for him. They're like, "Yeah, I used to wrestle. That one year I got suspended in the NFL for shooting up a strip club. I tried to wrestle him for a bit."
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but I wanted to ask R-Truth about that because I thought he would have given us a great answer about that. but obviously he wasn't there. But going back to that match, I just think R-Truth right now is one of the one of the funniest guys. I think he's way over. The Miz is one of the biggest workhorses in the WWE. Gilbert, you saw it last year. He
Yeah.
started at one spot and he did not finish last year the media circuit until he was done. We've seen him before at Radio Row, year one in LA. The Miz was there all freaking day. Couldn't stop by with us, but he was there all day doing interviews, and he's just one of those guys that he's a workhorse, and the WWE are lucky to have him. So, it's funny. Some real quick. I know people hate on Logan Paul and everything, but I saw some former WWE legend. He tweeted out, Logan reminds me a lot of The Miz when he first came in. He came in with followers. People liked him. People hated him. But slowly he got into the business. I don't know if you've seen this clip. Logan posted a clip of him watching the main event, Roman and Cody, and he was getting geeked. He was celebrating. He was all, and I told you, Gilbert, while we were there, we talked to a couple of people, and what did they say about Logan? That they respect him, that they like. Well, obviously Kevin Owens said that he's just whatever's, but it seems like Logan has really gained the respect of a lot of people within the company. So I think that's definitely huge. But yeah, back to night one. My favorite match was the ladder match. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I know people said night one was a little slow, but it had its moments there too.
Yeah.
Also we saw Jade Cargill make her debut. That was pretty cool too. Obviously, could have been better, but let's be honest. Night one was all about the tag team match: The Rock and Roman and Seth and Cody, and it was awesome. It delivered. Like you mentioned, The Rock putting in the work for 12 weeks and then doing what he had to do. Obviously, there was some break time there. There was also some moments in the crowd. Hey, but he delivered. He got a rock bottom. He got a people's elbow, and I like that they set up the bloodline rules to make it more daunting. To earn it, Cody, you got to earn to finish your story. Like you left for a couple of years. You were AEW. You're not gonna get an easy cakewalk coming back home. So sorry, you can't say that. You went to the other promotion. So I like that they kept making him work and work and work, and all the fans were like, "Come on, keep it going," or like, "Just give him the title already," and he earned it the right way.
No, I completely. And WrestleMania was the only place that he could do it. So I thought that was great. I love the part where I either Cody was Cody was carrying Roman in one of those, I think, and The Rock from the outside of the ring, he just whips him with the belt.
Oh yeah.
And he turns around and looks directly at Cody's mom. So, by the way, I saw a graphic today. Well, I'll get to that in a second, but I actually I thought that main event was incredible. I thought it was great. I thought it was electric. I think people were oh wow, the final boss is at Monday Night Raw. Dang, now I'm really interested to see what's
you
gonna
got 21
happen there.
minutes.
Exactly. But I'm actually interested to see what happens. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed this, Gilbert. I watched the press conference after. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't, just because I'm gonna get pissed off at some of the questioning. But I watched it, and somebody was Triple H was asked about Roman, and he said, "You guys haven't seen anything yet when it comes to Roman. His next character is gonna be even better." And I'm like, "Oh shoot!" I'm like, "Dude, inject that into my veins." Like, what is
the
he
way
like?
the way him and Paul Heyman were embracing it? I felt like the bloodline chapter is over. So I am
Yeah,
curious
but
to
I
see what
think he's gonna
happens.
want to keep, unless he's gonna go away from the tribal chief, because he said at Paul Heyman's speech, "If there's no wise man, there's no me." So that actually would have been interesting, Jesse. Maybe next year we do
Yeah.
a watch party with the compas. That actually would be interesting to
That
see.
is one of my goals or dreams to eventually have a Compas on the Beach Studios. And whenever there's like a big fight or a big WWE event, I want to get people together and definitely watch for a
I
watch
think
party.
yeah, exactly. And then we have fans in there and everything. But by the way, hold on real quick. When Damian Priest cashed in, oh god, YouTube, do not be assholes. Do not give me a strike for this shit. Our compa, look at our compa BJ Cruz. I don't know if you saw this video, Gilbert.
No.
Watch him on here. Here he is. So Damian Priest comes in.
There's some good seats there.
Yeah, I know. Pays to be BJ. Hold on, watch this. Wait, where's his face? Here it comes. He's so hyped.
Is this when Damian Priest came out, you said?
Yeah. When Damian Priest came out, that was BJ's like response. Like he couldn't believe that he was coming out. So that was definitely his reaction to that. So I thought that was definitely awesome. By the way, real quick, side note, Gilbert, did you see this? Shoot. Watch this. I know this is like a complete side note, but did you see this video?
No, I did not. Okay.
Watch this. Hold on. Bam!
Oh
She knocked
man,
herself out of the fight.
that's
Oh,
terrible.
bang!
It's like
Oh, they're
it's like when Roman misses a spear and he goes into the announce table.
Bro, you know what it reminds me of? When Tom and Jerry are like fighting, and all of a sudden, like Tom runs into something and he knocks himself out. Like that's exactly what I was thinking about when it comes to that. But yeah, no, I thought night one was I thought it was good. Obviously, it wasn't what it could have been, but and by the way, I saw this. I think you'll get a kick out of this. Did you watch Dragon Ball Z when you were a kid?
I did, but only in Spanish. Telemundo.
Oh, well, yeah, I remember that. Look at this real quick. You'll get a kick out of this. They were like, we really just witnessed the WWE version of this when everybody gives up their energy to Goku so he can beat Majin Buu, Kid Buu.
Oh yeah.
And they said that with all the legends coming out, that's exactly what we got. But
Can I say
yeah,
one criticism about all
go ahead.
the special guests? I love Cena coming out. I love obviously
You
The
didn't like the
Rock,
Undertaker.
Solo. I love Undertaker. I loved all
Oh,
that. But
okay.
I just needed a little more for them to go back into the focus of Reigns and Cody. And I felt like Cody, go do it. You're down to your final 30 seconds. I wanted 5 more minutes of them kind of going toe to toe, best of the best. It kind of felt like too rushed at that point. But I didn't want it to end after the guest. I wanted a little more, and maybe that's me getting a little greedy.
Well, I think they wanted to give Cody his flowers because remember when it
But that's
was
what I'm saying. It
6:30.
felt like that the guests
Yeah,
were still in my mind. It was fresh. I'm like,
yeah.
keep it going a little longer to make it about them.
When it was 7:30, I looked at my watch and I'm like, "Oh, we still have 30 minutes of this." And then he kind of hit like 5 minutes later, he kind of hit all three crossroads and I'm like, "Oh, by the way, when Roman did the crossroads and
Yeah.
then he's like, "That move sucks. You can't beat anybody with that." I was like,
I
"Damn."
love
Like
all the
that.
audio play-by-play. You can hear him talking to the wise man.
Oh
That was
my
pretty
god.
cool.
But see, I feel like more people should do that like at times cuz I think it's like especially Roman, like the way he just talks to people is just
Yeah.
funny.
And the
But
Rock is dropping like B bombs the whole time. I was
by
like,
the way, I
okay.
think Jorge really wants us to do a watch party
Yeah,
because
for sure.
this
Thank you,
is why I
Jorge.
watch
You
the show
believe in
on
us.
YouTube. Jorge, we appreciate that. That means a lot. Yeah, we'll try and figure something out. Maybe we set something up Radio Row style at somewhere at I don't know somewhere, and we do a watch party one day. But yeah, we'll try maybe for a UFC fight or something.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, maybe. That would
Oh,
actually be a shit show enough that I think it'd be really funny if we did a watch party
I
for
will
that.
not do our first Compas watch party for Jake Paul, but whatever.
Why?
It's Jake
Oh, by
Paul.
the way, we haven't even talked about that. Did you know who Speed was before he got
I
like beat up by
I
Randy
I
Orton?
did because like he does a bunch of like appearances. Like, isn't he like also like a big Ronaldo fan too?
Yeah, he's a huge
Like,
soccer guy.
he goes to a bunch of sports events, and I
Yeah,
always see him. Like,
he almost injured. They did a Legends game and they invited him to play, and he almost injured Kaká, one of the greatest like
like,
midfielders of
like
all time,
seriously, he almost hurt him.
by doing a stupid dirty move. Like it was the dumbest. Let me see if I can find it. But
That's why he
but
got kicked by Randy Orton. I'm like, you're staying away from me, sir.
yo, what?
Dude, his
And you
the
can tell
thing,
Randy Orton put some like the top
dude,
of his
the
thing
lid
like
came
fell
off.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's how bad. That's how bad Randy Orton.
he took a beating for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But I don't know. Okay, let me mute this so that I don't get flagged for it. Watch this little shithead. Let me get this off real quick. Just watch this little crap head go out and try and tackle Kaká. Watch this. Boom! Like what? Did you see? Like even the referee had to tell him something.
He looks a little annoyed at being down there.
Like look at that.
Yeah, no. Well, he's like older already, so I think it's okay.
Well, I don't know about all that, but yeah, Gilbert, oh my bad. But yeah, that's the
Well,
last one that I had.
I guess what did you think? Like, well, honestly, let's go back to what you started with the show for now, because those little Easter eggs that you're
Jorge
dropping there
was
because
it was about 2 months ago.
and he's what 30 something right now, so it's soccer. Who cares? But
This guy.
everything was tied in together. And I was gonna admit for now, like when Seth Rollins, came through, I was like, he had a rough night. He lost the belt.
I couldn't
He
believe
lasted
he
30
still did it.
seconds in the ring. He got hit with the chair. Like it was just terrible. It's like I guess he sacrificed his body for Cody and it worked out. But then you
He told him,
reminded me
"I'm your
about
shield."
yeah, you reminded me about the Shield, and then obviously the Cena Rock connection, the Cena and Solo, Undertaker, in the Rocks, I forget, yeah, Undertaker in the Rock, got the choke slam, so everything was connected
Remember that.
somehow. So I didn't even think that far. So I'm guessing you really enjoyed that, and you know, so for you, was that the perfect ending? After that, let me give you one more question. They
Yeah.
kept hyping up or bringing up that Paul Levesque was in charge, and I'm like, okay, we get it. Is that because Mr. Kennedy? Let's move
Yeah.
on for that guy. But I'll give him his flowers. That was a great WrestleMania. Road to WrestleMania 40. The guest appearances were awesome. So my two part, obviously, I kind of was complicated. For you, was that the perfect ending? And then what do you think about the whole Paul Levesque Triple H credit?
Yeah. So real quick, Jorge, he put what WTF? That's wrong AF. Kaka's out there playing light, and this kid pulls up like that. I'm surprised he didn't fight him low key. Like I would have hit that little shithead and done something at least. But I thought what he's shown me, what Triple H has shown me is that he's willing to wait a year too. He's willing to tell stories. And that's what I thought WWE was at its weakest point right around when Cena kind of left. John Moxley and some of these other wrestlers like ended up leaving the company as well.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. And I thought right there, right around 2018 to about 2020, it was at one of its weakest points. And you saw like at WrestleMania with COVID, you had the Big Show fighting Drew McIntyre for the championship. And I know that there was some stuff going on there, but it was just like, where are we going with all this? And at one point, Roman came back and he saved the company. I mean, straight up, like him becoming the tribal chief really changed everything. He kept that championship. He went on that run, and I watched the documentary. He talked about it. His brother had just died. He got the crap. He was not happy with his character. The leukemia had come back. He said he was at a bad point around that time, and then when they said COVID's happening, he's like, I'm out. And he said I was gonna retire. And I said, unless you guys present me with something good, I am not coming. Like, it has to be something great. And then he sat down with Paul Heyman, and Paul's like, we need to do something that fits you. We can't have you fit the character. You have to believe in what you're talking about. And that's when Triple H and them really sat down, because a lot of the stuff with Vince was if he didn't feel it, they weren't doing it. And Triple H, I guess, is willing to listen to the wrestlers, listen to what they think. And I think that's what's really changed. The thing is, at one point, Vince is a 70-year-old man. He thought that the product was if they're 6'5" and above, they're gonna succeed and they're gonna be great champions. Omos is 7'3". He's cool, but I bet you under Vince McMahon, he would have made him a champion. And the Great Khali was a champion. The Great Khali didn't have any business being a world champion. Like, there's something prestigious about being a champion in the WWE that I know sometimes they give it to stupid David Arquette and some of these other idiots. Vince has won it a couple times, but lately it's been so prestigious to win that championship that it's like you needed a change. And with Triple H now taking over, Nick Khan has obviously had his foot in this too. They're talking about going to other wrestling promotions and bringing people in. Gilbert, at the Royal Rumble, you saw a TNA women's champion come in and
Yeah, I saw that.
in the past has come in and been a part of the WWE with being still in TNA. So, yeah, and he had an interpreter as well, and the interpreter gave you almost nothing. Then they called him a Punjab playboy. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, so
They should have got Shohei Otani's interpreter. No, too soon? Okay, sorry.
But just going to it, I think Paul is exactly the guy. And I love the way Paul Heyman gave him his flowers at his Hall of Fame speech. And you and I listened to it. He said, I am a Paul Levesque guy. I thought that was huge for Triple H, especially because I know WWE is Jorge, go look it up. Who it up? It's hilarious. Like, it's dumb. I think they needed to get away from the Vince McMahon era, and I think Triple H and Nick
Yeah.
are perfect people to do it. The interesting part is last night I didn't watch the beginning because I had to go pick up Daniel at the airport. But I guess Stephanie came out and she spoke.
Yeah, I saw that.
Triple H spoke during the press conference. Seems like Stephanie's back in the fold, which I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if WWE needs to get ahead of this and just Stephanie come out and be like, "Hey, I think it's disgusting what happened, this, that," and kind of like get out in front of it. But we'll see what WWE ends up doing with it. But Stephanie being back in the fold would be interesting because Stephanie was one of the biggest leaders of the women's revolution. I know a lot of people are very excited about what's going on right now with women's sports. This has been going on for years. I started watching the UFC, contrary to all y'all's belief, because of Ronda Rousey. I thought Ronda Rousey's story was incredible. I know I give her a lot of crap for WWE,
Oh,
but I thought Ronda Rousey was fantastic when she was in UFC. Her aura was different. Everything was different about her. I thought she was fantastic. And then you get to at the point where in WWE, you get Charlotte who comes in, you get Becky, you get Sasha. They're like, we're going away from all this bra and panties bullshit. We're done with all that crap. We're done with these women looking a certain way. We're going into this era where anybody who's here can look like a WWE superstar. Anybody who's here can they can be superstars. We're gonna go away from the word diva. It's now a WWE superstar. I thought all that was fantastic. I think that Stephanie was a huge proprietor of that. She was a pioneer for that. And I'm excited about the direction that this is heading because, yeah, it's really exciting what's happening right now. But WWE was kind of ahead of all this stuff when it comes to and UFC and some of these other companies were really ahead of pushing women and making them main eventers and all this other stuff. So I'm actually really excited about the future with Triple H. I think Triple H is the right man to lead this. If Stephanie's with him, wow, power couple 100%. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, who give me Triple H and give me Stephanie McMahon. But I'm
all day.
definitely excited about what's going on right now. I'm excited for Monday Night Raw tonight. I think it's going to be awesome. If The Rock is there, I'm interested to see if Roman Reigns is there. And there's been teases of MJF. Today, Cody Rhodes got a lot of MJF chants.
Man, that'll be
When
like
he
the
was
final,
at
final
because
piece right there.
they took him out of he's not in the AEW website. I think he's re-signed, but with Tony Khan has not wanted to answer any questions about
Right.
MJF.
I gotta watch now that because
So
you've been talking
I'm
about
interested.
2024.
I don't know. I don't think it'll happen. I think AEW would be stupid to not re-sign him and letting him be out there. Because remember, it was CM Punk. I mean, Jade Cargill is really the first AEW wrestler to leave and go to a new company that she's never been to. CM Punk did it.
Came
Cody
up with
Rhodes,
AEW.
Andrade, they've all been in WWE before. She's the first pioneer to really make the jump. And it's going to be interesting moving forward to see what happens with her and with all this and who else comes to jump. But Triple H, I am a Paul Levesque guy. I am excited for what Triple H has in store for WWE.
My only thing here is like I just hate how it's mixed up with the whole. I always call him Kennedy, and like making it obvious. Hey, we're done with that person, and we're gonna go with Paul Levesque all in. And he has a final say. He's been doing it for years. He's the one that created NXT. All these young stars that you see now that are main eventers, Paul Levesque had a say. Obviously, he had help, but I just want to make sure that we give him credit for the years and years of doing this. So it's been cool. They got his flowers.
And who did he bring in? He brought in Shawn Michaels. He said, Shawn, I need you to help me with this. And what did Carmelo
NXT?
Carmelo Hayes said,
Shawn Michaels.
Man, Shawn Michaels is a big reason of why I'm at where I'm at today. And you're like, damn, like they're really having an impact. And I actually would like to do a story on Shawn Michaels and his impact in when it comes to what he's done for NXT. But
it's pretty cool because like I bet that Triple H was like, hey man, I took this seriously when I had it and I was running the show, man. A lot of star came out of here, and like now he's doing it, taking it serious. I love that.
And that's the thing, Gilbert. You pointed out something 100% right. Triple H has been doing this for a while. This isn't anything new. Like the thing is that Vince at one point, I think he thought Triple H was getting too high, and I think he was a COO, and he kicked him down to something else.
Yeah.
And I remember people were pissed because everybody knew that. And I'm sure if we were in the Gorilla, by the way, the Gorilla is where you kind of go to get out into your entrance and all that. Well, that's where Vince used to sit. That's where Triple H sits. That's where they put the headset on and they're talking to the commentators, the referees, everybody. When you're in, I bet you when we were, if we would have been in Gorilla watching Triple H and Vince in the past, I bet you there were shouting matches
Back and
at,
forth, yeah.
yeah, because Triple H wanted a certain thing. Remember, I'm sure for Triple H, it was even hard at first because I remember what's his name? CM Punk said that at first Triple H really didn't like his style, didn't like the way he was. He was straight edge. I mean, look at all these different characters that we're getting now. Before, it wasn't really like that. Like The Undertaker was the only really unique character if we really look at it. Everybody else, like The Rock was a certain way, Stone Cold was a certain way. Like all these guys are different ways, but it's really amazing what Triple H is doing, or Paul Levesque, and I'm actually really excited about the future of WWE. And it all starts tonight. I know they said that it started last night and everything, but no, the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania is always a spectacular show. Last year it wasn't. Last year it was a dud. But I think this year we're in for something incredible. So
you got me hyped now.
Up. Let's go. It's time. But yeah, thank you, Gilbert, for letting me thank you for talking wrestling with me for an hour, because that like flew by. I'm so hyped.
Yeah, honestly, it was a great weekend. It was obviously, you know me, I'm a tough critic sometimes, but I definitely enjoyed it. You know, and I'll end it right here, Fernando, because the best thing for WWE, like obviously you got to combine nostalgia, the throwback guys with the current stars, and sometimes the old guys take too much of the attention for the current stars. The blend, the combination these past 2 days was perfect. You got the old guys not taking too much spotlight away from Cody and Roman, and the guys coming up, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch. I love that. They figured it out. Good combination here from Triple H.
Yeah, no, 100%. But Gilbert, obviously, we're gonna try and do more. And honestly, we appreciate everybody who jumps in here, who's with us. We are gonna get back into football at some point, but this next, like we told you guys, this next month is gonna be crazy combat sports wise.
This week, a lot of UFC 300 content. Please check it out on the Compas on the Beat.
Exactly. Yeah. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll be churning and burning. Gilbert and I have a really good system when it comes to this. Like, you guys should have seen us. Like, Gilbert would give me the memory card. I'd be standing. I'd have the computer balanced on my stomach, and I'd be uploading videos, and like we were moving and grooving. So that's what we're gonna do this weekend at UFC 300. After that, like Gilbert said, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. After that, NFL draft. So we'll go back to our regular scheduled programming, and then we come back, and hopefully we'll be doing Canelo versus Munguia. Especially, I want to see that whole Oscar De La Hoya, because Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo have been talking a lot of crap lately about each other. So I'm really interested in that. But Gilbert, I'm hoping that even though, I mean, obviously at one point we have to go back to the NFL, but hopefully we do more more WWE stuff. Who knows? Maybe we do another.
It's getting to the point where like I really enjoy the NFL offseason because it gives us more time to go cover UFC, boxing, wrestling. I love this time of year.
Yeah, no, and we got some really good content, which was obviously the most important part about the whole thing. But yeah, make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you be a compa, tell a compa, let everybody know what we're doing, because we're really excited about everything. We will be back tomorrow with Dan and Dago, Vic the producer. We'll talk about all things NFL. Stephon Diggs. I think 3 of us did not like the trade. 1 person did, I think. Well, actually, no. I think Vic was more on like he likes it for Houston, but I think that's what it was. I can't remember. But I think we're all kind of like mixed emotions.
We'll share our thoughts tomorrow
on it. Yeah, and then obviously the NFL draft is coming up. We'll quickly get the guys' thoughts on what they thought about WrestleMania. That's why we needed to get it today. We needed to get it out of our system so that tomorrow we talk all things other stuff, NFL, other stuff going on. But yeah, make sure you guys tune in. Again, we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. It comes out on Thursday. Make sure you guys are on top of that. And again, thank you guys so much. And don't forget to hit the notification button, so anytime ding when we release an episode or interview or whatever it is, you guys are the first to see it. Thank you guys so much. Have a great week, or have a great Monday. Have a great Monday Night Raw. But Gilbert, it is 5:01. I need to get the hell out of here. So, vámonos.
I'll be quick. On that note, ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.